two, one. You are now tuned in to your number one radio station, WHRD Radio. Turn that shit up. Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by WHRD Radio. Welcome to the show.
Yes, guys, what is up, and welcome to the show. Sorry we're a bit later tonight. Had a bit of a hiccup. We're also missing one of our members tonight. But over there, I got Vita.
What's up?
Now, instead of back there, you're over there. I got Ikester.
I am front and center.
And then we got this empty seat over here, which is usually filled by our friend Kempton, who is probably off fucking his aunt again.
Oh, 38 seconds is all it. I'm writing that down.
He's
38
kissing the
seconds.
toilet.
Kissing the toilet, praying to the porcelain gods. Too much drinking, bug, stomach, something.
We will move forward.
We will survive, I guess, without the Kempton. It's going to be difficult, but I think we can do it. So, what happened this week? A lot's happened this week. Another big thing has happened this week, as some have noticed. If you haven't noticed, I'm going to just say it now. I am currently leveling. I'm actually been logged in for the past few days and leveling a tune. Can you believe it?
I'd clap, but I have to hold down my my push to talk button. So
Use your elbow. That works. It's kind of awkward, but try it.
I don't think. Maybe. There we go.
there you go.
Let your bot do the talking for you.
So you're leveling your druid, you said?
I'm leveling my old main. I'm back to my resto druid. I played the hunter for just Warlords of Draenor, and it was fun and all, but now that we're to a new expansion, things have shifted, and I have to accommodate other things. I guess I'm back to being a resto druid.
Nice.
This will be my third expansion playing one. I've only really ever played 3 classes: druid, warlock, and now hunter. Oh, wait, and Death Knight. Whoops.
And what's the name of that tune?
What, druid?
Yeah.
It's Tomei, just with an X in front of it.
Oh, okay.
People used to know it as Sheza, but everyone knows me as Tomei now, so might as well change the name. Now, if you guys have been doing that at your level 110,
I'm
Gear-
just doing it. Go ahead, Ike.
I was going to say gear acquisition at the moment. Yes, got to get the gear, got to level up. I've been real slow to do that just because of a lot of stuff. And leveling up a healer is not easy. I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback for that. But hey, come on. Leveling a holy priest is not easy. So, but anyway, I'm making the best of it. I got the LFRs, and I'm starting to get more gear in slots and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing.
I'm just always hitting the daily world quest, the world PvP stuff, and I'm happy that it seems to be, after our last meeting, a little bit more active. People are grouping up and doing that stuff, and I think that's awesome because I was just kind of running that stuff alone. I also love the newish feature that when you queue for something, it appears in guild. I think that's awesome, and then people can just join. And I've done that a couple times where I was queuing up for random battleground and somebody else joined because it pops up. I think that's awesome.
Nice.
remember, guys, if you want to chat with us or call into the show, you have to be in the WHRD chat channel in Discord, and we'll read you there. Harambe to call into the show, and if you just want to say something in text, and maybe you want to comment, go feel free. Another big thing that's happened this week is we had a small change in the raid roster. Yes, small changes with the raiding. Still going on though. Keep it a look out on your calendars. There's even an event for tonight. That's the raiding's still happening. Everyone's still doing what they're supposed to. No worries there. Go ahead and join up and have a good time with them. I hear it's supposed to be a good time. I'm leveling up my druid right now, so we'll see what happens. Haven't quite figured out if I'm going to PvP with him or PvE, but I'll figure it out when I hit 110. Might take me a week.
And just to make it clear, the current rating that's happening is going to be a very casual and fun, and come out and learn. So no pressure. Anybody who's been curious about rating and too afraid or just haven't had a chance, sign up on the calendar, come out, and you'll have a spot. And if they fill that raid, then they'll start a second one if they have to.
So with this new raid group and the way it's so, will there be anybody that's losing their mind? Because I haven't lost my mind in a while, and I need to, and I have to find the perfect place to do it. Would that be the right spot to do it?
When it's casual raiding, maybe not. Generally, casual raiding, you don't lose your mind very often. It's normally when you get the push for the current content or the highest stuff, that's when it gets stressful, because that's just what it is. People are just like, wow, we're doing... back when I used to raid hardcore, oh my god, we're pushing so hard. Dude, get used to it. This is what we do. This is why we're doing it. If you want to be more casual, go join the casual raid team. These guys are pushing. Be on every night. Do what you got to do. Yeah, it's a little stressful, but once you get the end game, it's worth it.
And even the more casual raids will get there eventually. It may take a little bit longer to gear up and everything, but they'll get there, and you'll get to see all the content that everyone else will see. Sometimes I think that the race is a little bit crazy. Think back to launch day. We had people who just were playing like 24/7 and racing. And now look where we are as a guild. Look at we do have people with higher item levels, but it's really not that much different from the people who are like sort of in the middle and didn't hurry. Eventually everyone evens out. So hopefully people don't feel the pressure too much to catch up. You can still start with a fresh 100 now and catch up. In a couple months, you'll be playing the same stuff as everyone else is.
Well, don't forget, back in the day, we also had the world and server first achievements as well. So that was another big push, but we don't have those anymore.
I think they probably took that away. I wonder if it was because people were being too crazy about it and dying or whatever.
Mom, bathroom. Yeah, there were quite a bit of people that literally, there was one person I remember specifically. His name was Corson. And he was logged on, when Wrath of the Lich King came out, he took a week off of work and was literally logged in for most of it. He was only offline for 6 total hours during that week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wait, 6 total hours over a period of how long?
A week, 7 days.
Oh, gee, you can't do that.
He did it.
Did he die?
No, he's still alive. He's still kicking.
Motherfucker.
He said he felt like shit at the end, but... I can't do things like that.
That's a bit much. But I do feel the pressure, on launch. I wanted to do it, and I felt like I'm here. I am working, and I'm like, I need to go home. Everybody's home leveling.
Well, everyone plays at a different level. Everyone plays at a different style. We had characters that were in the first day already level 110. We had people that were already level 110. 5 hours.
Yep. Wait, 5 hours? That's all.
5 hours.
Something like that, yeah.
Dang.
You still can do it in 5 hours. You just have to put in the time.
See, I didn't get the whole thing. I didn't know whether I should level a Shadow or Holy. I tried Holy, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And I went Shadow, and I got my artifact weapon for that, and then I started putting artifact points into that. I'm like, well, this is stupid, and I didn't know that you could save up your points, because your points can be redeemed for whichever weapon you have currently equipped. I didn't know that because I didn't read about it. So I just went back to doing Holy, and it's like trying to climb a mountain after you shoot your foot.
Yeah, Grim said something really good there, and if you don't have it and you're leveling, you should get it. It's called Khan's Legion. It's an add-on through Curse, and it's literally speed leveling. It gives you the pinpoint where you need to go, what you need to do. Now, if you do have it and you're having issues with it, one of the biggest things is it doesn't work unless you're in Legion, like on that map, if you're in the Broken Isles.
That's
It
the
doesn't
one that
work.
basically walks you
that's
around, right? Doesn't it like show you like run north and how many yards and where to pick up quests and all that stuff?
Correct.
So I
And
have
it gives you a
question.
GPS turn-by-turn direction to your level 110, like straight up.
I've got a question for the group here that's listening. Who has the most level 110s so far?
I'm in last place with 0.
Post your number in chat.
Yeah, post your number in chat. Stu's got 3. Wait, 6 plus. Throttle has 6 plus?
Plus griddles.
Wow. And griddles? I mean, those are some good numbers.
Oh, I say 6.
I see 2s, 3s, 4s.
By the end of the expansion, I'll probably have 4.
Nice. God, that's great.
I'm shooting to have 1.
How many does God have? Is God here? Because I know he was leveling a whole bunch of them. God, how many do you have? Hold on, I'm going to unmute him. God, how many do you have?
I have 2 at the moment, but my third one is 9.33, 109.33. So I'll have that, and then next week I'll have my another one.
Okay, so you're looking
Dang,
at
people
4.
been busy.
That's awesome.
All I want to do is get them so they can produce their AP books. And then when I want to get to them, I'll be rolling in the AP.
That's a good idea. Right on.
I still
Alright.
don't see how people do it. I've always had 1, and I could do more than that. I just like to spend all my time on my 1 tune, so I can. I just see it as more practice on that spec.
Basically,
But
for
I
me,
understand.
I have my main tune that I gear and play on, and I'm active the most on. And then my other 3 are just literally banks and professions. That's it. That's all they do. Blacksmithing, jewel crafting, tailoring, alchemy, mining, herbalism is on the druid actually, and then engineering on the hunter now.
And how is leveling, like leveling herbalism, leveling fishing, leveling mining, how is it so far in this expansion? Is it pretty easy? Is it pretty tough?
I haven't gotten into it yet. I haven't really started going out and farming yet, so I can't tell you that one. But one thing I have looked into and I've seen is there is different levels, it looks like, for the ore. Is there a point where if you farm enough that you get more ore when you start farming later on?
I have no idea.
It's one thing I saw in the blank. There we go. There's a yes. So basically, you'll have a higher yield the more you mine later on. And that'll slowly level up. Okay. That sounds like it could be OP or not, depending on what it starts out as.
I only have leatherworking and skinning was just like super easy to level up. You run around, and if you get a quest with something that has leather on it, like people just leave corpses around, and you just run around and pick them up. It just makes it so easy. And the leatherworking's been interesting because you get a lot of quests and interesting quest lines that you go down that help you level that up. Where they have you create specific items. It's interesting.
So somebody said that Griddles has 6+ tunes at 110. Was that Jason or Dawson?
That's Jason.
Jason.
As far as I know. Yeah, because I thought I remember talking to him and he was saying that a while back. That's just crazy. I don't know how anybody does that. Especially the artifact weapon grind, and if you're gonna PvP like the honor talents, like it's so much.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Yeah, got just posted in guild chat 6+, Jason.
Well, we have some cool stuff coming up in the next patch, it looks like.
Anything PvP oriented?
Yes.
Ooh, I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, ready? Let's get excited because dampening is going to start. That's it.
The fuck is dampening?
Dampening is when you're like in an arena or something. After a certain amount of time has passed, the healer will not be able to heal as much, basically.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's so that you don't have matches the last 20 minutes.
We actually
But
saw
those are
that.
the best ones.
If you were watching the live cast during BlizzCon, that's what would happen after a certain amount of time. You'd see the healer symbol, and it would go 1%, 3%, 6%. I believe that's what the numbers were, and I think there was one match that went up to about 35% dampening, and that's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Even a 5%, 10% nerf is bad.
Yeah, I've seen it go almost all the way up before in a match. It's just like it's healers just get insane in PvP. Once their gear gets up there, it's ridiculous. It gets to it's impossible to kill them, and they can keep up a teammate as well. So the dampening is necessary. It's one of those things that I feel like it's a shame that they have to basically fix it like that instead of just finding a way to make it work without dampening.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because I mean, as a guild, we world PvP a lot, and that stuff doesn't happen. I'm reading the comments. I'm happy about it too, but it's just a shame that they have to go that way. But yeah, so in world PvP, like none of that stuff is in effect. So it just, if you run into a badass healer in the world, you're not going to kill them.
Yeah, it looks like Resto Druids are going to be awesome. Holy Pallies are going to be awesome. And those are in 3s.
Paladins.
Hey, they got their place,
I gotta give Paladins a little bit of shit. Holy Pallies have been eating shit now for a while. I mean, they finally have been brought back up again. But I mean, I'm not wrong, am I, Stewie?
They were good in RBGs last season. They were one of the top choices for RBG teams, Holy Pallies. And I think that that's probably holding up now also.
Are Holy Pallies going to be able to raid heal?
I think they're single target healers, and that's why they did so well in the 3s match when we watched them on the BlizzCon, BlizzCast, whatever it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
that thing, BlizzCon, whatever it was.
And
I was trying to say simulcast and BlizzCon at the same time. Blah, blah, blah.
Tome, you're in a good spot with your Resto Druid if you're going to PvP. I guess it depends what you want to do. But
both.
They're good in RBGs.
Resto Druids are strong raid healers too. Again.
Yep.
Up their hots and everything else with the artifact is definitely a big increase when it comes to our healing.
Yeah, it looks like Resto Druids. And you have Shammies that are doing really well in PvP.
Yes.
Shammy healers.
Resto Shamans, both sides
Weaver
are coming in hard. Like it's amazing how many I'm seeing now, and I love it. I missed Resto Shammies.
So there's that change going on in the next expansion 7.5.1. What's something else that's going on?
They are getting rid of all transmogs for Eikster. Eikster's not allowed to transmog anymore.
Because I'm too sexy for my mog, too sexy for my mog, too sexy.
You know what they need to do is, I understand why they don't do it, but they need to just get rid of the cost of changing your transmog. I hate that.
Nah, it should be in there.
It's only there for game economy because it's another thing for people to spend gold on. That's it.
Right, but anything that you do in the game requires you, if you purchase a type of service, you have to pay gold for it, whether it be repairs, you're buying stuff, food, water. I mean, that's just how it is. It's how a game should be, really.
I guess, but and I realize that we're not saying that, if in this world, you get your hair cut. I understand that, but to change your clothes,
we are not getting Obamacare in World of Warcraft.
Well, I did read that there is some new legendary gear coming out in 7.1.5. Did you hear about that?
Legendary?
Yeah, is it the class specific stuff?
I believe so.
Why do
I think,
legendaries seem a lot more common than they used to be?
Well, because they can drop off of literally anything now. I think it's might be higher chances in like the higher level content, but you can literally be doing a quest or kill a random creature and have it drop. We had somebody get one off of a random drop the other day, just like killing like a fucking bear or something.
And what
Legendaries are
what
not
item
as
level
legendary
is a
as they used to
legendary?
be.
It's 895, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it is.
Yikes.
910 isn't 910 the new legendary? Because I thought it was 895 before. But anyway, it's really high.
It's ridiculous.
So
The old one's upgraded to 910. That's crazy. So yeah, so you also have to turn in resources, up a lot of resources in your class area to be able to get 2 legendaries to be able to carry 2. Because right now that's a limit of 1. And I think that counts your weapon. So you have to go through all that stuff before you can even put it on, basically, if you get one.
And what about class changes? Have you heard anything about the class changes that's going on? I heard that some classes were getting nerfed pretty big time.
Well, I know Graham's been talking about the fire mages. I haven't read all the class notes yet. I mean, I looked up Druid. It was just something minor that they were doing. And it talked mostly about the legendary class specific. I don't know what that word is, Graham. It's just a bunch of characters, but I'm gonna take a
Fire
guess.
mages? I don't know. Beat fire mages.
Oh, it bleep, yeah.
4351.
Well, I'm excited about the Brawlers Guild. I can't wait to go in there and do that. That's going to be fun. Have you guys done
Yeah,
that
they're
one?
bringing that back. Well, obviously I haven't. I'm not 110 yet, but once I get up there, sure.
No, I mean, have you done it before?
The old one.
Yeah, Brawlers Guild's fun, and I think that's something that's fun to do with guildies, because you can kind of go in and like literally watch each other perform and give each other tips and stuff. It's fun.
Isn't one of the changes that they're going to have in the Brawlers Guild that one of the things is going to happen instantaneously or something like that?
I don't know.
I could be a
I
little
don't know
more
what you're
vague.
asking there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I heard that while you're waiting, you may be pulled in at the start or in the middle of something. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't read anything about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you got me there.
We also have the new micro holidays, which we discussed. The one we would like to do as a guild to make sure that the Horde flag flies all year is the Encourage Remembrance Day, which is a hilarious name.
And what's the date on that? Is that January 22nd?
I don't have the
Something
date.
like that.
Because if it is, we should make a guild event for that so we can all start working on it as soon as it drops.
Oh, I'm pretty
sure
sure that
there
there
is.
will be. Yeah, there's going to be. There are plans to do it. So
That's a big thing right there. Everyone needs to be active in that. Anyone that's listening right now, you got to try your best to be active in that. We get to have the Horde banner fly publicly. I mean, we got to.
Everyone needs to go out and get their Pathfinder. Is it an achievement or whatever it is that
Correct.
you need
For
to do?
flying.
Yeah.
Hey, can you post that in the chat? Because some of us don't know where to go to find how to start on that.
The Pathfinder?
Is it Icy Veins? Is it Elite Jerks?
Honestly, it's just to the point of easily as Googling flight in Legion or Legion flying, and then it'll probably bring it up right on Wowhead or something.
I just
Or that
posted it in
worked,
chat.
too.
Vita, thank you.
Yeah, I loved that picture. That made me laugh. Now, my only question is in the meaning of this picture, is it down talking fire mages or is it down talking warlocks?
It's down talking
Yes.
to fire mages. Because warlocks feel that they've gotten the shaft, and fire mages have just been destroying everything.
So now
It'll all
warlocks
balance
are
out
getting
eventually.
their buffs so they can have their buffgasms, right? There's always going to be an OP class. We're never going to change. Blizzard's never going to change that. There's always going to be one thing more OP than the other. I mean, it's taken them this long to try and balance the game. Do you really think they're going to get it anytime soon?
Well, I'll have to go through and look and see if there's going to be any significant changes made to Disc Priest, because I know a lot of people have been not happy with the way that Disc Priests are performing or underperforming.
Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of a Disc Priest before was a healer. Now they're a healer and a DPS. You know, it's kind of like having an El Camino. What is it? Is it a truck or a car? It's a transvestite car. What do you make of that?
Transvestite car.
I'm just saying that a lot of people don't like the play style of what it is now compared to what it was.
That happens everywhere. I mean, Warlocks are having to bare their teeth with the fact that, what is it, Demo is the top right now when it comes to rating?
PvE, yeah.
I mean, when does that ever happen? It was always either Affliction or Destro, and now I'm seeing more Demo. I heard Demo was probably the most mobile of the Warlock specs right now.
Well, Noxtic, this was with item level 865. They have Demo as the top DPS for PvE, followed by Shadow Priest.
Shadow Priest.
Shadow Priest is strong. It is strong.
This is why I'm switching back to healing. I'm done with the DPS. Just gonna keep people alive.
Dude,
Get screamed at by the tanks.
Healing is awesome. Well, no, when they scream at you, you just scream to them back and put them in their place. Hey, look, buddy boy, you stay in my range, because I'm healing you.
I love the ones that stand in shit and die when you're on a trash mob, and the fuckers are just like, bad healers, kick them. It's like, are you serious, dude? Everyone else is alive. You're the one that's dead. Let's do the math here.
That's when you stand on the edge, and then you do a leap of faith, pull them towards you, and then they fall off the edge. They just killed themselves.
As a druid, you don't have that option. Unfortunately, we can't freaking knock people back that are our allies.
Did you guys see the link? I think Dell posted it in general chat. It was a hack that has to do with Mr. Pandaria, the beer flying from your ears. Did you see that video?
No.
Speaking of knockbacks, so I don't know if it still works, but there's a boss in MOP that you can go to, and once you get a debuff, it's a debuff, something about, I forget what it's called, but it's like it basically shoots beer from your ears, and it knocks back anybody within a certain range all around you. And if you can find a way to port out or leave the dungeon when you have that debuff, it stays on you. And you can run around, and basically anybody who comes near you, it knocks them back. And it even works because it's a bug. It even works when you're dead. So like you can be in arena as a ghost, and you could be knocking people back. And one of the things in the video that was hilarious, he was in AV on the bridge, by the Alliance side in the north, and just standing in the middle of the bridge, and the range on the beer covered the entire bridge, so no one could cross the bridge. They would just get knocked off.
And that is insane.
That's awesome.
And it works on allies. It works on allies too. It was pretty funny.
Well, guys, it's the bottom of the hour. It's 7:30. We're going to take a small break. Thanks for listening so far. We will be right back after this.
You are listening to WHRD Radio. For the Horde, by the Horde.
This is WHRD Radio.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Radio for the Horde, by the Horde. Now, back to the show.
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Tomei.
Oh, I'm here.
What song was that?
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
That's 21 Pilots, Stressed Out. I love that song.
To the good old days when the mama sang
You know what song I can't get out of my head lately?
we're stressed out.
Have you heard the Grandma Thanksgiving rap song?
Oh, God.
No.
No?
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Play it.
Sometimes a certain
It's been parodied about 1 million times already. There's a video that goes with it.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans,
Bumpin'!
tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken.
This is the Thanksgiving Grandma rap song? Is this all she says? Come on, tell me there's a verse. Aww.
No, so like the original video, she's basically like in church, and I don't know how this came about, but she gets up there and starts saying this. So people just basically took it and put a beat to it, and then you have like actual musical artists going and redoing it.
Wow.
All right, now just listen to it 10 more times, and then it will be stuck into your head, just like
No,
mine.
thank you. I've been trying to get the Narwhal song stuck out of my head for the past few weeks, thanks to this fucking show. So, but it's okay. I've made the epidemic at work as well. Like, I made sure everybody at work has heard the song. The one that's also been passed around recently is that pineapple pen bullshit. That one.
I forgot about that one.
I mean, what would the week be if we didn't actually have a snippet of this?
They want to hear the Thanksgiving song.
Well, I mean, that's the only
Yeah.
Thanksgiving song that there actually is.
Is there really? There really isn't any Thanksgiving songs, though, is there?
Turkey for me, turkey for you.
Turkey for everyone, if you want to go back to Oxhorn. Adam Sandler did a turkey song?
Yeah, that's the one Ike was just playing.
Yeah.
That clapping's messing my head up, man. I appreciate it, but I was trying to think of the next line. I'm like, all I hear is clapping.
You never heard this one, Timmy?
Thanks anyway.
No, I don't think I have.
Turkey for me, turkey for you. Let's eat the turkey in my big brown shoe. Love to eat the turkey at the table. I once saw a movie with Betty Grable. Eat that turkey all night long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 4 minutes of that. Just just stupid stuff.
I do love that song, but it's amazing that he was ever able to get on stage and just make up shit like that, and people paid for it.
That and red hooded sweatshirt.
How about Medium Stroke? Do you know that one?
It's how a
that
lot of the
one.
great comedians got to be the way they were. They just wrote up some random shit and then said it live on stage. Or a lot of them use real life. A
Well,
lot of them
I
use
mean,
real life.
Adam Sandler did the song thing, not first, but I think he made it, he kind of got famous doing that on Saturday Night Live. But then Jimmy Fallon, I mean, now look what he does.
No, it is not time yet for Christmas music. Christmas music may be played after Thursday, but until then, I don't want to freaking hear it. Walmart hasn't started playing it in their stores yet. I haven't heard it in the local stores yet. I'm counting my blessings. After Thanksgiving, we're good.
I agree with that.
Totally agree.
No Christmas music yet. Not yet. We will play it after Thanksgiving. No.
Mine is actually all my Christmas songs.
No. I will kick.
All of my Christmas songs are in a Christmas folder, and they're locked. They have a time delay on them, and they will not open up until Friday morning. So I'm physically unable to play any Christmas songs.
If my fiance could, she'd play Christmas music all year long, but she's finally gotten to the point where it's no. No. After Thanksgiving, I'm okay with after Thanksgiving until the snow melts. Like, Christmas music can be played all winter long for all I care. After Christmas, after New Year's. Wow! She is a Christian, though. That's kind of funny.
I do love Christmas music though, but just like pumpkin stuff, it's good to have for like 1 month a year.
Ken, Throttle, are you talking about the store BJs?
Or the restaurant BJs?
I think he means the other BJs.
All he wants for Christmas is fellatio. Yeah, I'm thinking the other BJs too.
Oh, you know her? I know her.
Songhammer needs a winter album live from Alteric Valley. I will say yes to that. Yes.
Alteric Valley needs to they need to decorate for Christmas.
We'll ask Rallies to email them.
I'll email them. Fuck.
Do it.
Like, hey, dude, we need a Christmas album.
Grim, that's your challenge. I think you need to make a T-shirt to go with that concert and send it to them to get them to do it.
Maybe we should contact Nervin and do one of our own.
We did talk about doing
on an open fire.
We did talk about doing a holiday parody.
We tried to last year, and they all just whiffed.
Hear that sound? That's the sound of the wiffle bat.
I wonder if Grim possibly has some sort of Christmassy tale that's going to come up. That'd be interesting.
Hey, there's a idea for a.
Next year, though. Next year.
Was the night before Winter Veil.
Yeah, I was going to say next year if he wants to do it. I'm sure he's booked right now like crazy. Speaking of booked, real quick, I do want to talk about this. I'm going to unmute you since you're in here. There you are. Grim, I hear there is a new release date for something new and a GoFundMe about to go up. I would like you to talk a little bit on it because I want to know.
Oh, sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so what you're referring to is the children's book, or unofficially Volume 2 of the Iron Wolf Comics and Media Department. The children's book is a tale of the origins of the Iron Wolf clan, as told by Rallies and Goldana, who gave the origin story of Goldana's character. And what we've done, I set it to verse instead. Took the story, translated it into a verse, and illustrated it with a slightly different technique than the comic book. It's more like a children's illustrated book. It's 40 pages, and it is at the printers now, and will be in my hands on December 1st. There will be a live Facebook unveiling, just like last time. And the GoFundMe site is actually up now. It's posted in general. It's posted in Facebook. It's posted in, I believe, the Raid channel too. And hang on, I can actually post it shortly in the radio show. But basically, after the 1st, it will be it's available now. You can sign up for a donation of $25. There's also combos for if you didn't get the comic book, you can get the comic book and the children's book. International ones are set up for Canada and New Zealand, and it takes 3 days basically by U.S. Postal Service to get, so you can get it before the Winter Veil holiday.
Specifically New Zealand because of our good pal Fruit.
Yes, we have a couple people I think from New Zealand.
Oh, I didn't know there was more than one.
They either that or they have a New Zealand accent.
Ah.
And of course,
Yeah,
I highly
Fruity.
recommend both of those. The comic book, we all know, it just was amazing and over 100 pages and beautiful.
Yes.
And the children's book looks great. I love that it's a different style. You know, it kind of looks like what is it, a little bit kind of grayed out, or it looks like we're looking at the past.
It's like a watercolor.
Yeah. Well, it looks great though, just like the comic book. Highly recommend it.
Appreciate that.
No, yeah, the comic book, like I said before, Grim, was amazing. It had me logging in on Facebook on a multiple daily basis to see if you had posted the new page so I could read it. I was like sitting there like, I want to read it, I want to read it, I want to see what's going on next. It had me hooked.
Yeah, with that, I think you sort of accidentally came up with a great medium to release content. I don't know that anyone else that does it like that, like a page a day. I mean, I know that you were doing it as fast as you could create it, basically, and it just turned into a daily thing. But I think that was awesome, and it really pulled people in.
It did. It was completely unintended, but it had a side effect of drawing in community, which is exactly what we're about. And I've started to do actually Volume 3, which is the second comic book, The Wonderworks, and that's coming along. That will start to pick up full steam after Thanksgiving. I've got about 5 pages done. Goldana has actually seen some of the plots behind the scenes of where is the story actually going. I am also in the process of talking to one of the largest all-gnome guilds on Wormrest Accord, who several of their characters are going to feature in it. It's going to kind of be a goblins versus gnomes. There will be goblin tossing. That is a feature of the story.
Nice.
So, and Paco, Yothar's parrot. I think it's parrot or cockatiel, or I forget what species of bird, but Yothar's bird Paco is going to feature a prominent role. So it should be a fun story.
Well, I love the Wonderworks idea. I wish
I'm
we could
hoping
actually
that
have it.
Blizzard would actually pick up and give me a call on it. I mean, I know that's like shooting for the moon, but it really ties in a couple of interesting points. Again, lore can be difficult to, you don't want to step on people's toes, or if it, somebody will redshirt it. But I think this lore complements what's been written, but there's been a lot of shade thrown from the gnome community about the lack of involvement of gnomes in anything significant in the past. And I'm in the process of trying to talk to them about that, and I think it's a fun concept. It's a different kind of a raid, and it would be really cool. But we'll see.
Yeah,
Well,
it sounds awesome.
Well, thank you so much for that, Grim. I'm glad we can see another one push forward and another book come out. I'm very happy. I'm going to definitely be buying it. Probably next paycheck I'm going to be putting in my donation. Grim will have the link here for you guys that are interested posted soon for the GoFundMe page, so you can order your own. Tonight we are actually we're not going to move to 8:30. We're going to move a little bit earlier tonight because we ran later. Vita, VC, late as usual. No, I'm kidding. But before we convene for tonight, speaking of Vita VC, we do have, I believe you have something you'd like to say.
Yeah, so let me kind of get up on my soapbox here for a second. So as some of you may know, or maybe don't know, Tommy made reference to it earlier. We had some of our raiders left the guild. Not going to get into all the detail of it, but we had people that left. And before that, there was a little bit of tension, I think. Some of you may not have even noticed this, but I think that we had some people on the PvP side who were kind of, unhappy that the raiders were getting a lot of attention, and that it seemed that the whole guild was focused on the raids, which really wasn't the case. But so there was just kind of a back and forth. The way that Legion started, it kind of threw us off, and things were just a little bit uneasy. So at the time, I wrote down, and now this is before the people on our raid team left. I just wrote down some thoughts on it, and so I kind of wanted to go in, like I said, let me get on my soapbox, and I'm just going to read through some of my notes, so bear with me on this. So Iron Wolf Clan has a long and storied history across 2 servers, first on Anderhall and now on Bleeding Hollow. I've been with the guild for only about a year and a half now, but in that time I've seen us go through change on several occasions, and we've always come out of it stronger and better for it, maintaining our core values of family, friendship, and fun. Now, this may be a guild of 1,000 members or close to it at all times, but despite our size, it's not for everyone. Our makeup's constantly changing and evolving as we shed our skin to become something new to adapt to every expansion or shakeup. In the end, this is a family, and the guild is a community of players who have as diverse a range of interests as any other family, only ours is 1,000 large. Some of us like to run casual PvP, some of us want to push 2400 rating. Some of us like to run dungeons and casual raiding. Some of us want to push the envelope and stay on the edge of the high-end raiding content. And some of us just want to jump up and down in our class area and chat on Discord like I do a lot of the time. The beauty of such a large player community is that we can often find others who want to do what we want. Now, in the recent past, pre-Legion, for those of you who weren't here then, the guild had a more singular focus on PvP due to the format of the Warlords of Draenor expansion. This isn't because we're a strictly PvP guild. This is because we're a community that adapts to the content to provide the best experience for the players in our guild. Now, Ashran was the large group activity that was easy to get started, didn't really require a hardcore knowledge of your class or any large amount of pressure on those who chose to participate. It was easy, it was fun. We won most of the time, and usually it was pretty lopsided. People love that, of course. We like to win. The force of personality of rallies led us through the raid, through the alliance, and a lot of people joined us during that time. And when we got to the point where we could just kind of run it without thinking, we had DJs in the guild playing Ride of the Valkyries as we kicked Alliance ass. And it's just really an awesome thing. And a lot of us came during that time. And, you know, not just rallies and Gildana leading us, but, you know, we had various other leaders within the guild that could do that and kind of make sure that we always had activity happening on the PvP side, because that's what was available. Now, we use this as a training ground to prepare us for one of the other core values of IWC, which is defending the realm from Alliance attacks. If you want to label us or put us on any one activity, that's the one label that will always stick. World PvP will always be a part of IWC, and we will always defend the Horde. So this is the population we had going into Legion. Our guild ranks mostly built from a base of players who found us through Ashran or World PvP, with, of course, our veterans and officers who have been with IWC for many years and through everything. The majority of those newer players, like the population of WoW in general, were casual. Now, that word should not be taken as a derogatory term or a label of incompetence or anything like that, because it's not that at all. We all can't make the 3VP finals in BlizzCon. We all can't clear Mythic 10s while undergeared. It's just a fact. I know I'm not the best player in the world, and even focusing all my energy on one class and one spec, I know I can't beat everyone, and there are times when I feel like I've reached the limits of my skill. Unfortunately, when we attempt activities considered to be high-end on skill required, it's going to leave some people behind. I mean, we saw that happen with the raiding recently. Now, you create a sort of next-level class of players who want to push the limits of their skill and of the content provided. It's a smaller group. It can be intimidating for more casual players to join in on activities, even when it's, quote, casual group, because the numbers are out there for everyone to see, and nobody wants to underperform or be responsible for a loss or a wipe. Now, I know that we're going to be doing true casual raids, which is an awesome thing. Again, please sign up for that. And, you know, even if you were not sure if you're going to be a great raider or whatever, just sign up, participate. Now, it's our job as a family to help those players, to build up their confidence and encourage them. But sometimes that's not enough, and some of our guildies just fall behind and feel frustration and even embarrassment over their perceived failures. Sometimes one of our leaders might even upset another player because they're intense and into it and trying to run a large group, and they forget about their niceties for a minute. And just like any family, it happens. The answer is not to quit, but rather to evaluate what you're good at or what makes the game fun for you and find others to do that with you. This is where we've seen issues lately. In Warlords of Draenor, we got our gear from PvP and Ashran. That was the way to get gear fastest and easiest. In Legion, raiding started out was the best way to get gear on the launch, and until recently, really the only way to get the best gear. So we started a raid group and had lots of success initially. People were invested, interested in clearing content. But as I mentioned, anytime we put together a team, whether it be for raiding or RBGs, eventually you start to see the disparity between those hardcore players I mentioned and those who are more casual and or less skilled. Some of the hardcore players want to push, and the others might be holding them back. Tensions arise, the group is split, and now we split the group of available and interested players in half. It's now more difficult to ensure you have a core group, large and reliable enough to show up every week. Meanwhile, you have others who aren't interested at all in that activity or more interested in something else that requires a large group. So we're kind of splintering it up across the board, even though we have such a large group. Now, you see the same pattern in any large organized activity where success can be measured with these performance numbers. And even in a guild of nearly 1,000, we can struggle to get these players we need to consistently run a scheduled activity. We're dealing with 1,000 people with 99 problems of their own. Guilds built to run just raiding or just PvP will probably have an easier time providing core groups that you can rely on. If that's all you care about, then IWC may not be the place for you. We can do it, and we can do it just as well as anyone, but our player base, for the most part, isn't here for any one thing, and that's a key difference between us and them. But these are the cards that the developers dealt us in Legion, mostly ignoring PvP content, especially early on in the release, forced a guild that had recently been focused almost exclusively on casual PvP into not so casual raiding. People bitched, and I'm not going to lie, I was annoyed a bit that we seemed to be focusing on PvP on raiding to the exclusion of PvP, with little effort going into those PvP activities until more recently Dell was raised up to kind of coordinate that, and that's excellent. So this was all a change from our recent history. And I was being selfish and not thinking about how I might help the raid team, even if I'm not participating, and to help support them. What's not fun is when we're not supportive of each other, complaining that the guild has changed and inferring that this is a terrible thing. We have people who love to raid. I used to be one of them. It's not dissimilar from group PvP. It's a group of people all playing their part to help the team achieve success. It can be really awesome and also very trying, just like Arena or Raidal Battlegrounds. Spreading negativity and complaining, but not putting effort into helping to fix issues we see only serve to splinter us. Those raid leaders and those who would like to put together an RBG team shouldn't feel alone in their efforts. When someone says, we can't even get 20 people or we can't get 10 people for this or that, the rest of the group should be doing what they can to help the team, not just expecting one person to get it done. We all have our talents and should be using them to help each other. We all want the same thing, to have fun. Now's the time to make it happen and stop sitting back and expecting a full raid to show up or an RBG team to form out of thin air. It takes a whole raid to win, and maybe it takes a whole guild to begin. Now, people will leave IWC looking for greener pastures, as we just saw, and we will see it again in the future, and they may or may not find it. People have always come and gone. Some are a true loss. Some we won't even notice. Either way, life goes on. We have a group of officers and leaders who spend their time trying to make this a better place for everyone, who take time out of their daily lives to talk about these issues and how we might solve them. We have officer meetings where we really care about how everyone feels and if we're giving them enough. But the officers aren't any better than anyone else or perfect. They're just the ones who are chosen to help keep the shit out of the fan and hopefully diffuse situations rather than stir it up. But again, in hard times, families pull together and make it work no matter what stands in front of them. And now's the time that we all think about what we can do to contribute to the goal of not only pulling through change and disruption, but continuing to thrive. And we will. I know that we will. This guild has been through more than most of you listening will ever know, or that even I know, and yet it's still here. If you have an issue, speak to an officer. If you have an issue with an officer, speak to another one or to a Guildano or rallies. Spreading negativity doesn't help anyone. Let's support one another, even if we don't like to PvP or don't like to raid. The people doing it do like it, and that should be respected. So we are not a PvP guild. We are not a raiding guild. This is a gaming community. That's sort of what I've always called it. We're a community that loves to kick Alliance ass and will always do that at every opportunity. I mean, for fuck's sake, a whole guild on the Alliance side was formed for the express purpose of fighting IWC. For those of you that don't know, that's Alliance Vanguard. And we practically beat them off of the server at this point. I know that I don't really hear from them very often. So there will be others, and if we keep our team strong, we'll beat them too. And while we do that, we'll be playing great music, running fun events like hide and seek, scavenger hunts, naked races, fashion shows, 2v2 tournaments, world PvP events, and of course, killing every Alliance leader every Friday. We have very talented people who give up their time to entertain the rest of us, whether it be by DJing, creating comics and other media like Grimm, writing parody content, this show, organizing raids, PvP, any of the many events that I mentioned earlier, or just deciding to log in to chat and say hello to fellow guildies and friends and hang out like a lot of us do. So sign up for an event or a raid or whatever it is you're curious about and support your fellow guildies. This is the kind of support that keeps us going and lets us maximize our fun as a guild. You could be whoever you are and be accepted here for that, assuming it's not impeding anyone else's fun. This is who we are, and this is why a lot of us will never leave. So go out and respect and support each other, and let's all have some fun. God bless IWC. And that is all.
That was some very choice words.
Amen.
Amen. I mean, I agree with that 100%. This pack, exactly, Grim. This pack has got everyone's back. We're here to be family, be friends. So I agree with that 100%. Thank you, Vita, for those words.
Sure.
Now-
I'm sorry we ran over a little bit there.
Oh, no, you're fine. So to end this as usual, Ike, what did we learn today, buddy?
Well, we learned 4 things, and I'm going to make them real quick because I know the raid team is forming and they got to go. So the first thing that we learned is that us here on the Bleep Show and the new raid leader do not know how to coordinate times, but we will surely get that figured out.
Okay, what's the next thing we learned?
Next thing we learned that 38 seconds is all it took to start talking about Kempton's aunt. The third thing that we learned is Griddles has 6+ tunes at 110. That is amazing. Everybody should say how amazing he is next time they see him. And then the last thing that we learned was that there's no damn Christmas music until after Thanksgiving.
Yes!
Tome, roll us out.
Alright, well, and yes, as Yothar said, don't forget about the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. Make sure to spend your time with your families if you do wish to do so, unless your families are deplorables. Who knows? But anyways, enjoy your time this Thanksgiving. Everyone enjoy themselves. We'll see you after Thanksgiving. Have a good time, and everybody say bye.
Bye.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Be careful of what you say. Be careful in every way. Be careful of what you do. Big Brother is watching you. Be circumspect and discreet. Stay light on your mental feet. One slip and you know you're through. Big Brother is watching you. Conform with all directives. Remember, obedience pays. And when you watch that TV screen, remember it works both ways. You'll disappear in a wink unless you can double think. You'll vanish into the blue. Big Brother is watching you.
This is WHRD Radio for the Horde. Because Alliance sucks, am I right?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending another Bleep Show. As you know, the auditorium lights have come on. The ushers are at the back. They will usher you out. Please stop by the forum and get a cup of coffee, maybe some peanuts to go. There is a raid forming upstairs. If you'd like to be part of that, go ahead and do so.